Welcome everybody to the Million Block Journey. I'll be walking 1 million blocks. This is season 2. Season 1 I ended up dying at 64,000 blocks to a mistake I made in a desert temple. But we're not going to do that here. Or at least we're not going to try to do it here. Anyways, I went ahead and gathered wood and kind of took off. It got night pretty quick. I kind of used part of this video in the beginning to film an intro short, and I guess it ended up taking longer than I thought it would. But anyways, just getting the crafting going, trying to get tools and stuff. It's hard starting from the beginning after going 64,000 blocks, but I gotta understand, going that far, I'm not in hardcore, but I am gonna restart every time because I don't want to travel a long distance and die and then travel the same direction again. I get it, I could go 4 different directions, obviously, but I want to keep it on track. Kind of go in the same direction the whole time. I want to see the million blocks throughout, from the beginning. I realize here I probably should have sped things up a little bit and did this a little quicker because it's past night, and then this drowned with a trident immediately starts attacking me. Luckily he's hitting my crafting table, but he did nick me a few times, I think. Could have been just once, but I don't really remember. No, he did get me twice. I decided here it was probably best to just leave. I don't like running through the night in the beginning of the game. It's not so hard, obviously, once you get some tools going, some food, but in the beginning, man, it just makes it so difficult sometimes. So I decided it was just, I got a sword, I might as well just dart off and see how far I can get in the night. Maybe I'll run across some sheep or something along the way. But I end up running across something a little easier. And if you can see here too, I am using an add-on for this million block journey. I wanted to make it not easy because I'm not going to be doing any nether travel. I can't use horses. I can use a boat and all that, but I'm using the essentials add-on to make it easier to knock trees and ores out. Then I don't have to spend too much time on it. But I did find this pillager outpost, and I realized pretty quickly that I could get some of the wool. I'm not sure what I was thinking here, letting the allays out. I thought it might have been a good idea. I wanted something to follow me along, because I had a dog in my other, season 1, where I died. I had a dog, but I just lost it at some point, and I don't know how. But I did try to get this wool. You can kind of see how that goes. I definitely was rushing it, which I realized from dying in the first season. Probably not a good idea to rush it. So I just kind of cut through, get back to the pillager tower. It's a massive pain in the butt being at night with nothing. So I did my best here to kind of make it through the night. I don't know what it is about these allays, why I kept going for them. I mean, they just kept causing so many issues. And I guess, I don't know if these pillagers got an update recently, but they used to not be as fast as they are. Or they might have been, but I swear they've gotten faster in the last 2 updates. Right here I decided it might be a good idea to go around back to the pillager tower, and it kind of worked out, but I probably wouldn't do this if I wasn't really wanting to get my stuff and kind of move on. Which is exactly what I did. I went ahead and proceeded just to move on. It's not worth it. I need to cook some food, I need to get some other stuff going. Spending too much time here is detrimental to the journey. And I found that out in the beginning of the other season 1 that I did. I spent way too much time in the beginning trying to loot one spot 2,000 blocks away, and it just wasn't working out for me at all. I decided to leave all this running around that I do in because I run around when I get antsy, and when I can't figure out what I need to do next, I kind of just run around in circles and just trying to figure it out, think along the way. I seen this weird block thing, but yeah, time to move on, time to craft, get things moving, get some food cooked, get this journey on the road, because messing around with this pillager tower just really slowed me down and slowed the process of what needed to be done. And this is kind of something I always do. I kind of get as much food as I can. I wouldn't say I get a lot, but I get just enough to kind of get me by at least, I would assume, 600 or 700 to 1,000 blocks, because I usually within 1,000 blocks will find a village. And once you find a village, I mean, that's all you need. You just need that and some hay. So back at the pillager tower, like I said, food, grab the chickens. I decided I had time, grab some wool before I get out of here. I grabbed 5 for some reason, which is kind of an odd number, but thought about hitting the villager tower there for a little too long. Moved on. Decided it wasn't worth it. I'm going to be keeping track too on this journey, or trying to keep track if anybody watching could help. I'm going to try and keep track of all the biomes that I go through, and obviously I'll have some just kind of running through the biomes. That pillager, man, they are relentless. I am going to try and trigger a raid, maybe to do the raid. I'm still kind of debating on that, because raids are definitely difficult. I've seen a lot of videos. I've never attempted one on my own, and it does definitely make me nervous. I do find a lot of ruined portals along the way too, which is fantastic, because always need the stuff that's in them. I definitely wasn't thinking straight here. I, for some reason, was gonna attempt to get the gold blocks with a wooden pickaxe. So that wouldn't have worked out. I don't know what I was thinking. Finally found a village. Look at that. 700, 800 blocks. Perfect timing, just like I said. So get in the village, always mark spawn immediately. I stole the bed, mark spawn, move on. I learned from my last journey, it's best to go to the edge of town and work your way in, because if you start somewhere in the middle, you just end up getting confused. So I started on the end, marked my spawn. I have a habit of marking my spawn way too many times, and I don't know why. It makes me nervous, especially after losing the 64,000 blocks. I should have placed a bed outside before I left. I really don't know what I was thinking. I think I just got too cocky. But it's already getting night, so I need to collect this hay. The hay is the best thing for this million block journey. I figured out the hay really gets the bread moving. Able to get some watermelons, I think, in this town too. So this town was a really good place to start. You can take a look here in this next scene. I'm kind of just going through the houses, kind of making sure I didn't miss anything. There definitely was a few houses that I probably missed some stuff in, but I also left this in because it's a beautiful cave. Love to explore it, but we just didn't have time. I noticed getting some coal, but I noticed here that it did get a little glitchy in the footage, which kind of sucks, but I'm gonna leave it in. This is how I do carrot farms. I let the workers kind of do it, and then I just take the carrots. The more you take, the more kind of they just get aggressive and just keep planting them. So I just let them plant them, have at it. When it gets full again, I grab the carrots. Doing this method, I mean, it works with potatoes too, but then obviously you got to cook the potatoes to make them baked potatoes. But doing this method gets you I mean, quite a few carrots. As you can see, I got a stack of carrots, which is pretty dang good. Old bug rock over here is starting to bug out. I don't know why it did this. It wasn't like this the first time I watched it. It's kind of interesting. Hopefully it gets unbuggy. Here we go. It kind of working out a little bit more here. I don't remember what I saw, but I thought I had saw something, so I decided to just practice a little speed bridging and get to the other side. Turns out I didn't see anything, so I just moved on to the next kind of chapter. Yeah, I just thought this was a beautiful spot. Good spot to just kind of call it a night. So next day, we're just kind of moving on, get into it, get to crafting, get ready to move on out of here and move on to the next part of the journey. I did end up staying here for a whole day, so just kind of getting everything together, getting things on track, slow and steady. Gotta get started right so you can get going to the next thing quick. Watch this beautiful sunset. I didn't realize that the sunsets, as they went down, the sun actually shrunk, which was interesting to see. I guess I never stared at it long enough. But anyways, time to move on. Grab my iron, did some crafting, got some armor, I think, maybe a sword. I can't exactly remember, but you'll see either way. Then just moving on to the next thing. This was pretty interesting right here. I think it's called a mesa biome or mesa, the thing that looks kind of like the Grand Canyons. I saw one coming up here, but it was probably the smallest one I've ever seen. I mean, you can see it's only, 15 by 50 blocks wide with a single pillar coming out the middle or on the side of it. That's pretty cool. I just run through the desert for a little while. Nothing particular kind of happens here. Lots of sand, lots of just nothingness. Back to the ocean. We'll kind of skip past this here in a second. It is a cool biome, though. I do love it. Warm ocean biome. But back in the sand. Found this nice hidden nether portal. Just kind of nestled away. I like to go up to high places to look around for that exact reason. I never would have found this if I wouldn't have went to the top of that sand pillar or whatever. So, good to see that. Also found this, obviously besides that nice pillar structure right there, around the corner here, I found a pretty cool looking UFO type biome generation that I think I took a selfie with here in a second. But one of the coolest things that I've seen in Minecraft. It's so crazy that just the farther you get out, the crazier the biome generation gets. I mean, just the things I've seen just in season 1 was insanity. Like the floating boat. I think I made a short or two about it. It's just insane. So back in the water here, just trying to traverse as far as I can. I've seen this, what is this, a village? Yep, another village. So I think that's my third village? I think third village. But it's nice to get in here and get some supplies. I haven't been taking out the iron golems like I should. I don't exactly know why, but I definitely should have been doing that the whole time. And here, this was just for fun. I did throw out my bed, get in there, and I just wanted to try and find some iron in this cave because I didn't have as much as I really wanted at this point, and it was starting to worry me. I was gonna do this carpet thing every time I put down my bed, but I had to throw my bed down in a couple compromising positions a few times and decided just to scrap the carpet. Just after this, I don't think I use it, or I think I used it a couple more times actually, but I very quickly stopped using it. had this right here in a sec. Yeah, I had this baby zombie attack me. I didn't get hit by it once, and for some reason it decided to take the high ground. Like it knew what it was doing to attack me from above, which was insane to see. I don't know if that's some new in-game mechanics that they were adding or something, but everything is just starting to seem like more aggressive, I guess. I don't know if they're targeting their adult players more by making things more aggressive or what, but it's starting to get pretty crazy and fun. I mean, I'm enjoying every bit of it. So yeah, got my iron, moved on, got out of there, and this is one of those positions I was talking about where I waited too long, came up after dark, got compromised, had to get my bed, seen this creeper right before I fell asleep, and it almost got me. It ended up, blowing me up a little, and this is when I didn't pick up the carpet. I did have some moss carpet that I picked up, but after this, I think I maybe did it one or two more times and realized it just wasn't worth it. It was taking up too much time, too much effort. I built this little platform to just kind of get through the night up here. Did a little organizing, put my bed down, slept for the night. I think I smelted some stuff, crafted a few items, and then decided it was time to jump. Hey, look at all them swarming down there. Just ready for me to jump, which I do. And I double did the water clutch for some reason, and that just jacked me all up. Moving on to the sand again. These desert biomes are just out of control in this. I found this nice well, once again, in the middle of like a ridge of sand all the way around it. So that was pretty neat to see. Selfie, of course, I gotta take selfies. Taking them with I don't take a single selfie in real life. But in Minecraft, I take selfies daily. I didn't want to show me raiding the whole desert temple because it's kind of redundant, but I did show me grabbing the TNT and moving on from here. I think I can't remember if it was this one, but I think I grabbed some smithing templates as well. But I don't remember if it was this one or the other one that you'll see here in a few minutes. But decided to sleep for the night, packed up, day 7, grabbed my mossy carpet that I thought was a great idea, and moved on. Now, this was something interesting. I had never seen, I guess, a mummy skeleton or whatever this is. I've seen the ones that are in the winter biome. I don't know what it's called, but I had never seen one like that. And I kind of circled back a few times to get close to him, just for everybody to kind of get a look. But can anybody tell me when this guy was added? I don't remember him ever being there. I found another mesa or mesa biome, whatever you want to call it. This was kind of annoying. It was very big, 6,000 blocks right here, 6,400. It was beautiful though. I do like the way it looks. Probably on some SMP servers, it's probably a decent place to hide your base. Maybe we'll do a video about that in the future. That would be cool. I know there's a bunch of those videos, but I like making the videos that I've seen other YouTubers do. Except this. I've never seen another YouTuber do a 1,000,000 block walk besides the original guy that started the walk like way back in 2011 and walked to the Farlands, I think on Java, and recorded and live streamed the whole thing. Now, this is a guilty pleasure of mine. I love knocking sand down and watching it just, look at that. That is so satisfying. Yeah, you can tell I love it in the video. That's funny. Moving on. Oh, this right here. I don't know if this is a rare biome, but it's always connected in my experience to the mesa biome. But it's this weird, like, coarse dirt, partial grass, kind of oak trees. Looks very dry, desolate with the stick shrubbery. Can anybody in the comments tell me what this is if you made it this far? I'd really appreciate it. I could look it up, I know, but I sure enjoy listening to people in the comments tell me what I'm missing. I left this part in. I could have cut it out, but I left this part in just to show y'all how serious I was about putting moss carpet around my bed every time I slept. Put my little nightlight out and everything. And then night-night. Yeah. Can't believe I did that for so long. This is one of my favorite spots here too. This legitimately, I've only been one time, but this to me looked like the Grand Canyon. Really cool to see. Cool to look at. It's one of the reasons why I like Minecraft. It does, in a way, copy the real world a little. This was the time, though. The time where I had the most fun. This was a desert temple. And I had already rated 1. And I always like to have a little bit of TNT on me, just in case. So that 9 TNT is packed away in the box. But this desert temple, I decided to blow it up because Desert Temple did me wrong in Season 1, so I did it wrong in Season 2. In typical raid fashion, I jumped down there, raided it, grabbed the TNT, but here's where I changed it up a little. Built up with TNT to make sure it gets all down there, in the bottom. Went ahead and knocked this entire hole open, just so I could make sure everything's wide open for fun. And then placed my TNT. Time to have some fun. Oh, I also dug out a way to get out, because I was a little bit nervous. I did put a bed too, but you can see here it really, really does a number on the building. Yeah. This to me is a win. To me, this means I won, and I feel like I won after destroying this. So, that allows me to continue on with my journey at a fresh start. And back in the ocean, back in another warm ocean, what are they called? All the coral. And here we're nearing the end of the journey. I just wanted to see the last bit of land before I hit the magical 10,000 spot, which I think I hit in the middle of the ocean. And you'll see as we continue on this that's ends up kind of being a theme. My 10,000 spots keep getting overtaken by the ocean. This is kind of funny, but I saw this perfect little cave while I was going through the water at 11,000 and figured this would be a perfect spot to kind of end the game. I thought it was just an island, and as I lit it up, I see that it wasn't just an island. It was more of like a big island, maybe attached to land. I couldn't see the whole thing. But yeah, and I see this one last sunset before I end it off. So I appreciate everybody, especially if you made it this far through. This is going to be an ongoing series, so like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Please, if you have any questions or anything like that, leave it in the comments below. I'm always open to answer. Direct message me if you can. I also post videos on TikTok,